Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to discuss about Quran and modern sciences. The third aspect from astronomy is the light of the moon is reflected light. It was believed by earlier civilizations that the moon emanates its own light. Science now tells us that the light of the moon is reflected light. However, this fact was mentioned in Quran 1400 years ago in the following verse. Blessed is he who made constellations in the skies and placed therein a lamp and a moon giving light. The Arabic word for the sun in the Quran is Shams. It is referred to as Siraj, which means a torch, or as Wahhaj, which means a blazing lamp, or as Diya, which means shining glory. All three descriptions are appropriate to the sun, since it generates intense heat and light by its internal combustion. The Arabic word for the moon is Qamar, and it is described in the Quran as Munir, which is a body that gives no light. Again, the Quranic description matches perfectly with the nature of the moon, which does not give off light itself and is an inert body that reflects the light of the sun. Not once in the Quran is the moon mentioned as Siraj, Wahhaj, a Diya, or the sun as now a Munir. This implies that the Quran recognizes the difference between the nature of sunlight and moonlight. Consider the following verses related to the nature of light from the sun and the moon. It is He who made the sun to be a shining glory and the moon to be a light of beauty. Another verse describing this phenomenon as, see ye not how Allah has created the 7 heavens, one above another, and made the moon a light in their midst, and made the sun as a glorious lamp. And the next topic we are going to discuss is the sun rotates. For a long time, European philosophers and scientists believed that the earth stood still in the center of the universe and every other body including the sun moved around it. In the West, this geocentric concept of the universe was prevalent right from the time of Ptolemy in the 2nd century BC. In 1512, Nicholas Copernicus put forward his heliocentric theory of planetary motion, which asserted that the sun is motionless at the center of the solar system, with the planets revolving around it. In 1609, the German scientist Johannes Kepler published the Astronomia Nova. In this, he concluded that not only do the planets move in elliptical orbits around the sun, they also rotate upon their axis at regular speeds. With this knowledge, it became possible for European scientists to explain correctly many of the mechanisms of the solar system, including the sequence of night and day. After these discoveries, it was thought that sun was stationary and didn't rotate about its axis like the earth. I remember having studied this fallacy from geography books during my school days. Consider the following Quranic verse. It is He who created the night and the day, and the sun and the moon. All celestial bodies swim along each in its rounded course. The Arabic word used in the above verse is yasbahun. Yasbahun. The yasbahun word is derived from the word sabaha. It carries with it the idea of motion that comes from any moving body. If you use the word for a man on the ground, it would not mean that he is rolling, but would mean he is walking or running. If you use the word for a man in water, it would not mean that he is floating, but it would mean that he is swimming. Similarly, if you use the word yasbah for a celestial body such as the sun, it would not mean that it is only flying through space, but would mean that it is also rotating as it goes through space. Most of the school textbooks have incorporated the fact that the sun rotates about its axis. The rotation of the sun about its own axis can be proved with the help of an equipment that projects the image of the sun on the top, so that one can examine the image of the sun without being blinded. It is noticed that the sun has poles which complete a circular motion once every 25 days. The sun takes approximately 25 days to rotate around its axis. In fact, the sun travels through space at roughly 150 miles per second and takes about 200 million years to complete one revolution around the center of our Milky Way galaxy. In Quran, the following verse is describing: it is not permitted to the sun to catch up the moon, nor can the night outstrip the day. Each just swims along in its own orbit according to the law. This verse mentions an essential fact discovered by modern astronomy: the existence of the individual orbits of the sun and the moon, and their journey through space with their own motion. The fixed place towards which the sun travels, carrying with it the solar system, has been located exactly by modern astronomy. It has been given a name, the solar plex. The solar system is indeed moving in space towards a point situated in the constellation of Hercules, Alpha Layer, whose exact location is firmly established. The moon rotates around its axis in the same duration that it takes to revolve around the earth. It takes approximately 29.5 days to complete one rotation. One cannot help but be amazed at the scientific accuracy of Quranic verses. Should we not ponder over the question, what was the source of knowledge contained in Quran? The only source is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has described